Alright, so Strange Days, Ralph Fiennes, old 1998 movie. It's fine. I mean, it's not great. I mean, I could kind of tell where it was going to sort of stand on the rating scale at the beginning of the film. I mean, didn't hate it, didn't love it, sort of in the middle, like okay. And it carries on. There is plot, yeah, but not there is a degree of plot I would say, but nothing so complicated that you didn't see it from like a mile away. Because a lot of movies you see that oh yeah that thing happens and that thing happens and that thing happens, and blah blah blah. But anyway, so his performance is very good. Juliette Lewis is very good. So basically, it's like Too Young to Die again, sort of on repeat. I mean, I think it's got better sort of structure, and it works better than that movie, but it's not something that stays in your mind. It's something you go back and watch again. I mean, it's not like my favorite film. It's not the person's director. I don't even know the person's directed it. But you see stuff like that, there's no style, and I think also it sort of reminds me of a film that came out 2 years ago, Cosmopolis, the David Cronenberg film, and it's not as good as that as well. I mean, I think it sort of has all these things of the future and the year 2000 is supposed to be coming, and changes on the verge, and people are going crazy on the streets of Los Angeles, and it's supposed to be this sort of pumped up, sort of futuristic, it's sort of more ahead of the future kind of thing. And that's quite interesting, but it's not done as well as Cosmopolis, in my opinion. And I think, also the whole thing about Cosmopolis was that the world was changing, and it was done in a different degree. And I think this was done differently. And, the thing is that Ralph Fiennes is a very good actor, and Julia's obviously, like I said, very good, but I think this film is a bit mediocre, if I'm honest. I mean, I think it's fine. I don't have any problem with it. It's just you can tell how old it is, and you can. I don't want to sound crude, but you can tell someone doesn't really love it that much because they haven't even bothered to restore it properly on DVD or whatever, and it's just got a really not so great picture quality look when you play it. And there's some bits which look fine, but then there are quite a lot of bits that you watch, and it just looked quite bad, the picture quality, and it looks all grainy and old and hazily and grainy, and that looks awful. And you know, the great thing about films you love is that they get restored and they get you know reissued or whatever, and they look great. If they didn't look so great before, they look great the second time. And this hasn't had a second time, and then you watch the film and you kind of see, well, hang on, maybe because the film isn't so great anyway. And you know, I really like Juliette Lewis films. I think she's great, and generally they're very good. I mean, these are the only two that I haven't really enjoyed that much. Just sort of enjoyed. But I don't hate the film. I just think it could have been more, and I think there is an interesting idea in it. The whole thing about the world changing and the future thing, but it doesn't quite go there as Cosmopolis did, and it doesn't have like that towering performance throughout the entire thing like Roy Patterson did. And I'm not saying Ralph Fiennes isn't very good. It's just there's the Juliette Lewis performance and there's the Ralph Fiennes performance, and there's quite a lot of them together, and you see them, and there's not like the one main performance throughout the entire film, like with Roy Patterson, and then obviously some other people turn up or whatever. And I don't know, just for me, I think Cosmopolis is a better film. I think it worked better, and yet again, there are things interesting about this film, but I think it doesn't go there. And I think maybe because of how old it is, that there was something there that could have been done better, but it's not there. And so it was a bit predictable, and you can kind of tell with some of it's come a mile off, like some of the things where they, reveal who killed the gangster rapper and stuff. But I mean, and that could have just easily been found out quite early on, and also what's a bit ridiculous is the bit at the end. The bit at the end is a bit ridiculous where this girl's sort of been beaten by what obviously are corrupt cops, and then these cops sort of help the corrupt cops, and I just done that a bit like, oh, for God's sake, come on. Who wrote that? I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I'm sat there like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, the guy who had the memory, and he changed his mind because he's seen the memory, and then you think, oh, for God's sake, it's a great world we live in, isn't it? So, not great, but okay.